What's up, everybody? I haven't done a live in a while. We'll see if anybody actually shows up. Hey, good to see people. All right, I guess we're doing this. Well, if you've been wondering where I've been, I just haven't been on TikTok. I think there was quite a few reasons. One of the biggest was just that it's very hard to condense life-changing weight loss advice in a way that's like actually useful to people and do it in 15 seconds. That is tough, and it got a little bit annoying. How do you turn the chat off? See, I'm out of practice. So yeah, wow, people are actually showing up. Cool. Well, it's good to see everyone again. If you have any questions, drop them in there. TDK now. I really feel like I've leveled up as a coach this year. I feel like, I guess you could say, 2021 is when I really started the coaching in a formal sense. Before that, I was just mostly coaching friends, neighbors. My first client was actually a lady who lived nearby me, and she would always see me walking. And one day she stopped me, and I had just been meditating, being like, universe, I'm open for a client. And literally 20 minutes later, one of my neighbors stops me and asks me if I would help her lose weight. And I just had this huge grin on my face. I could tell she was nervous to ask me, but I was like, this is insane. Whoa, this is spooky. And yeah, she had a life-changing experience. It was actually more about her inner pain that was unresolved that had caused her weight gain. It really brought home to me what I believe to be true about weight loss, is that it's primarily about emotional healing and finding peace inside of yourself. And that's why I really believe that weight loss is easy, because the hard part is sort of reuniting the various pieces of yourself that have been separated through either childhood trauma or things that have occurred in your life that have been too difficult to process. And these things happen, and they create this belief in us that different parts of us are not allowed to operate together, right? So for instance, if you have a survival mechanism that kicks in that says, well, I can eat right. This is just a very simple example. I can eat right on a diet if I work out that day. I used to be this way. I used to not be able to stay on my diet unless I worked out. And if I worked out, then I would eat well, right? But if I skipped the workout, then I had to eat crappy, right? Why does it have to be that way? That was just a condition in my brain that had to do with a lack of self-worth. It wasn't about character or grit or tenacity or knowing how to lose weight. There's all these new notifications. Geez, so much going on. It was all about permission on the inside to reunite the various parts of me that know how to operate as a fully functional human being, and that know how to lose weight. I tell people all the time, a lot of my coaching with clients isn't handing them a program, right? Any coach could do that. You could go on Fiverr and pay $5 for a program. A program is a dime a dozen. So for instance, Frederick, thank you for your question. I'm starting a calorie counting. What's a good calorie number to start with daily? Yeah, definitely don't go to the gym to punish yourself, because that keeps in motion this idea that exercise is punishment. But in your heart, do you ever see a kid go outside and play? They run around if I did that, I'd puke. When kids are playing and having fun, they're exercising. And adults are no different, right? We just sort of get that beaten out of us at some point, or we beat it out of ourselves. When you can relate to yourself purely from a place of love, then you work out because that's what you do as a whole human being. Human beings are not meant to sit around like slugs all day, like Wall-E. We're meant to get up and move and go run around, expend energy. Frederick, back to your question. Starting calorie counting, what's a good calorie number to start with daily? So first off, this is a big problem people run into. They take arbitrary calorie numbers. Frederick, I don't know how old you are, how tall you are, how much you weigh. These are all things that are very personal. And two people who are 40 years old and weigh 300 pounds at 6'2", they might have different calorie needs because their metabolisms could be doing different things. So what everybody needs to do is get a food journal, right? Just take a notebook, scrap a paper, a note on your phone, and copiously take down the things that they're eating every day. Everything that has calories, everything you put in your coffee, if you're drinking anything with calories, take this all down. And you do it completely without a sense of judgment or definitely without pressuring yourself to change anything. In fact, don't change anything. What you want to do is create a picture of what you've been eating to keep your weight at, say, 300 pounds, if that's where you're at. Because whatever that number is, that number of calories that you've been eating, that's the number that's important. And if you eat anything below that, you can expect to start seeing weight loss, so long as you give it time, right? Some people, they don't see it right away. They don't see it the next day. It might take a week or two. Does that make sense, Frederick? So, and I have more instructions on all this stuff in my YouTube channel. I'm putting up a lot more content on YouTube. Any other questions? Yes, share. TikTok is telling me to tell you to share this live with your friends. Please do that. James Patrick Boyle, so glad to see you back here. Thank you. I'm glad to be back. I've tried so many times to lose weight, but always lack discipline. So James, you don't lack discipline. Think about this. If you, let's say a person, okay, I'm just pick a random name out of the ether. Okay, James Patrick Boyle. Let's say James Patrick Boyle got heavy because he loved to eat Oreos. And, right, so James Patrick Doyle was very disciplined about eating Oreos. I mean, that's what it is, right? Because from the outside, if I see someone and they do something all the time, we call it discipline, right? So if you go to the gym all the time, we call that discipline. So eating Oreos all the time, that's discipline too, right? The only difference, no, obviously they're not the same. The difference is the subjective judgment that we put on the activities we're doing. So if you value the things you're doing, it's discipline. If you don't value it, it's like a sinful road to hell in a handbasket, right? So instead of looking for discipline, realize that you're gonna do the things that you love to do. Discipline is baked into the things we love. So the trick is to find the part of you that loves to eat healthy food, right? I mean, what animal loves to eat poison? What animal loves to feel awesome all the time? What animal loves to feel, what animal loves to feel awful, not awesome, right? So when you eat healthy food and you work out, yeah, it may not be the very first day, but you're gonna feel good, right? I feel better at the weight I'm at now with my current level of health than I did at 420 pounds. I didn't need like a character adjustment to get there. You know what I'm saying? So awesome. Yeah, keep sharing this live. I haven't done one of these in a while, so tell your friends. Keep asking me your questions. So James, I encourage you to look within yourself and ask, do I really not want to lose weight? Because if you truly at your core, in your heart of hearts, don't want to lose weight, then, what are you doing? Go do something that you really want to do. But I think most people, that's a trick question. Most people, if they look within, they find a desire to move and be faster, stronger, more of what they truly believe that they are at their core. And you at your core are someone who desires fitness. I mean, that's why you're here. And if you connect with that part of you and you start to notice all the little voices that tell you you can't connect with that part of you, the parts telling you you're a piece of crap, that you're worthless, that you don't deserve it, right? And if you start to notice those voices and maybe see where they're coming from, childhood events, life events that kind of spawned those ideas, it starts a long, thorny process, but it's a great process because at the end, just through having the awareness of what's going on inside of you, you start to put more emphasis on the stuff that reflects who you really are rather than the stuff that merely reflects the crap you went through and the negative beliefs about yourself that you attach to those things, which we all do. Just started going to the gym. Hi, Sophia Hain. I just started going to the gym. When I'm done, I don't feel soreness. Am I not doing enough? That's a great question. Soreness is not a proxy for stimulating muscle properly. Soreness is absolutely not necessary. In fact, if you're working out and you're sore all the time, that would be a problem. That would mean that you're not choosing exercises that have what's called a good stimulus to fatigue ratio. So I would say if you're talking about doing cardio, you definitely don't need to be sore. And if you're talking about doing weight training, you really want to focus on continually doing more next time. Either, do one more rep at the same weight you were at, or add a little bit of weight to whatever exercise you're doing. Does that make sense? Best of luck with that, Sophia. If you have any other questions, let me know. Just to let you all know, we have the Facebook group over at Lose Weight with John on Facebook. I've kind of stepped away from some of that stuff later in the year. I hit it really hard in the spring and kind of burned myself out. And in some ways, it was just a hard year. So I kind of took the second half of the summer and fall off of the social media stuff, but I'm getting back at it because I've done a good job of connecting with the part of me that just wants to help people and kind of getting my own voices out of my own head. It's all still a work in progress. And this is a great point too, because all this stuff about fitness, how to succeed like my way, there's no way to do it successfully and not have it spill over into other aspects of your life to get you out of your own way as far as success in your career or in relationships and stuff like that. Definitely felt the Oreo analogy. That's right, James. Yeah, I've been there. Any other questions? Man, TikTok is fun. I like the lives. I really don't like making TikToks, I'll be honest with you. Because it's just hard to give you useful advice in 15 seconds. I don't want to compete with, some 22-year-old who's lighting stuff on fire or shaking their booty. It's difficult. I'm not cool enough for TikTok. Although I did do very well. I mean, I did so well that it got very overwhelming. Thank you everybody for joining us. I lost 200 pounds. I'm here to help other people lose weight as well. My big push right now is my YouTube channel. I'm trying to get that off the ground. Trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers, which some people say can take you years. And I just don't believe that that's going to be the case. I really believe that that people need this stuff. And people are desperate for help. How about treadmill versus biking for cardio? I walk all day for work and hate the treadmill. Man, I just did a video about this today, actually. I'm going to post it to my YouTube in a day or two. Treadmill and bike are two of my favorite types of exercise. Some people just really hate the treadmill. Something about walking in place is just very aggravating. Uh-oh. Looks like my family's getting home. But, either one is great. If you like the bike, by all means. Cardio is really about getting your heart rate up as much as feels good and feels appropriate for what you're trying to do, and keeping it there for a certain amount of time. And you can apply progressive overload just like in the gym or just like with resistance exercise. If your weight loss is humming along nice and steady, keep doing exactly what you're doing. If you're biking for 20 minutes on level 4 difficulty, just keep doing that. And if your weight loss ever slows down and you want to kind of turn up the heat on with your activity and burn more calories, you can just do more minutes at level 4 difficulty, or you can bump it up to level 5. Make sense? Hold on, I'm going to go close my door so my kids don't interrupt us. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I didn't lose anyone. Great. Okay. I lost 100 pounds, got into a slump with COVID, and haven't lost any more. Started back on this. Flapjacks, good job. Yeah, I lost 100 pounds and then I had my gallbladder thing. So that I used that to my advantage. I was already wanting to take a break. And yeah, medical stuff can definitely encourage you to take a break, stay at maintenance, and let your body sort of resensitize to the stimulus you're going to put on it and keep losing weight. CJA Cijalor, I don't know. Hey, I want to lose 100 pounds, but I really struggle with being consistent with healthy eating. Yeah, that's you and millions of other people. Let's see how to approach. I mean, usually I would ask a client, I would start asking them questions about what it is that trips them up. Like, what does consistent eating mean to you? Is consistent with healthy eating, is your idea of healthy eating too rigid? Are there ways that we can loosen up the way you're thinking about that to give you more latitude and be less restrictive? All right, because one of the reasons we have a hard time being consistent with our diet is that our diet sucks, to be quite frank. And so if you can, I would work with you to, be as restrictive, as least restrictive as possible. I'm sick, sorry. Can't think straight. And so if you want more help with that, come on over to the Facebook group, Lose Weight with John, or ask me a question. You can email me, whatever, and I can maybe make a YouTube video about it. You guys should go subscribe to my YouTube channel for sure. I've always struggled to lose weight, but menopause is here and it's 10 times harder. What can I do? Thank you for that question. I appreciate it when people of the female persuasion, menopause is here and it's 10 times harder. What can I do? Thank you for that question. I appreciate it when people of the female persuasion, usually the hormonal fluctuations have to do with, and this is just from people I've talked to and things that I've read, that it's more about difficulty staying on a plan rather than some physiological inability to lose fat. To my knowledge, that doesn't really take place either via menstruation or menopause. And your ability to lose fat really has to do with your basal metabolic rate, which now scientists have figured out doesn't really drop at all from the time you go through puberty to your 60s. So menopause, unless you're going through menopause at 60, doesn't have to inhibit fat loss. But could it be screwing up your water weight and like you work hard, you eat right, and then your scale just bumps up? Yeah, that could totally happen. And I personally, not going through menopause, but I deal with a lot of weight fluctuations that make no sense. And that stuff is psychologically extremely taxing. And so just speaking from my own experience with that stuff, when people tell me that, menopause or menstruation makes weight loss very difficult, that's how I approach it. And I think you just really should, as much as possible, encourage yourself, to stick to habits that make you feel good and that connect you with your true sense of self. And watch the weight trends over time. Don't really take any one day or week with too much significance. And if you have more questions about that, please go to the Facebook group. Mostly female over there. I'm sure a lot of people with direct experience overcoming those sort of obstacles and still getting their weight loss goals over there at Lose Weight with John. I've lost 42 since Easter, but stuck. Leave for work at 5 a.m., so getting a good breakfast is hard. Breakfast is optional. There really is no problem skipping a breakfast. If you look after your nutrition the rest of the day, skipping a meal isn't a problem. I mean, people call it intermittent fasting. It's a tried and true method of reducing your overall intake for the day. So yeah, I would try to look for ways that your schedule wants to help you lose weight. I know it sounds like a weird question, but if you sit back and think about it, maybe you'll start to see what I'm talking about. This is something when I work with clients one-on-one, that's mostly what I try to help them do. I'm 14, 5'5", 125 pounds. What do I do? Definitely talk to your doctor. I don't know that 125 pounds is bad given your height. I would say that general advice for a teenager would be, find some way to get into a weightlifting regimen if your doctor approves, and really just focus on building up muscle because, you're going through those teen years where your body is basically on performance enhancing drugs via adolescence. So take advantage of that. Make hay while the sun shines. Don't worry too much about trying to restrict and lose weight. You're still maybe growing in some way. Just focus on eating good food, eating just what you need and not binging, and just trying to be active. What's my take on caloric deficits? My take on caloric deficits is that they're essential for weight loss, and that you should approach them using the minimum effective dose principle. You don't just cut out all the calories you think you can, right? When you're driving on the freeway, you don't drive as fast as you possibly can, right? You drive at a safe speed that's going to get you where you're going. So when you find your maintenance level through food journaling, right, you drive at a safe speed that's going to get you where you're going. So when you find your maintenance level through food journaling, and only lower calories as needed to keep weight loss moving in the right direction. Fee Lee. Hello. Any other questions? Any other questions? Well, if you guys enjoyed this, please... how do I keep my motivation after the first few weeks? Great question. Fihi, you sent me something and I didn't see. You can use the Q&A feature. Motivation is key. I have the tools, but can never just exercise. Any tips for mental hurdles? Yes. And I really like that you put it in terms of a mental hurdle, because a lot of times people, they focus on being motivated enough to get over the hurdles. They ask, how do I get my motivation up? And I think the real question is, how do you lower the hurdles? You are a human being you're either a product of aliens or a creator or evolution. Either way, definitely not a being that was designed or evolved to sit around and do nothing, right? You're a being that's fit to survive, go do stuff, run around, go kill a woolly mammoth, all that good stuff. So if you look inside and you truly find no motivation to exercise, then, what are you doing there? If you're here and you have designs toward a more fit life, then you probably have the motivation to do exercise. What's happening is that your brain is getting in the way of that in a number of ways, telling you that you're not worth it, telling you that nothing good is going to come of it, telling you that you're never going to achieve your goals. Maybe you're making goals that are too lofty, and that's sort of opening up your underbelly for your negative self-talk to come in there and just eviscerate you. Focus on the next step. Focus on baby steps, right? Because you can always take one more baby step. But a lot of times if we overreach in our expectations of ourselves when you're just getting started, and this has to do with that other question about how do you keep going after the first few weeks. These are in a sense the same question, because if you are starting at a baseline of, hey, I'm not working out, and then you just say, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes, and then you slowly build that up, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Over time, you're building your ability to be a good walker, a consistent walker. If you're connecting to this activity from a sense of, I'm a piece of crap, and if I don't walk, I don't deserve love, you are going to deepen this nasty relationship with yourself. And with exercise. Exercise is just going to keep me in a giant pain. But if you use these moments to say, man, this is my time. When I go walk, this is me giving a gift to myself. And when I walk, I try to really feel how good it feels to walk. And if you ever, for whatever reason, don't walk for a few days and then you go for a walk and you just feel how amazing it is, you realize, man, I'm feeling that in a little bit every single time I go for a walk. For me, that's the essence of how you build, not just stack habits, but rebuild your relationship with your innate true desire to move and move well and be strong and fit. So, how do I keep my motivation after the first few weeks? I never force myself onto a plan that requires me to white knuckle adherence, right? I do things that I want to do. I do things that reflect who I really am. And I do things that are attainable, right? I don't make a plan to run 15 miles every day because that's not attainable for me, right? No matter how fit I get, that's not happening. I'm a big boy. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, we can share a live. I saw you on here. You kind of inspired me to get back on here and do a live today. I go to work at 3 a.m. Food options are junk for a sporting goods store. You don't have to eat at 3 a.m. You don't have to eat what's at the store. Yes, lower the hurdle. I'm old. I don't know how to use this app. Me either. Are there any quick food grab and goes I can prep for the week? Hard-boiled eggs. That's a really good one. String cheese. Gosh, what's some other good stuff? I mean, I'll just take veggies and some cooked up meat and some beans and oil and whatever. Like I've always been out and about, either working or at school and stuff. Okay, let me... Man, dude, how do I invite you? I'm out of the TikTok loop. Sorry, I've got another TikToker, Fat to Fit 117. Sorry, dude, I don't know how to invite you. It's been a while. Is this the button? Ah. There we go. Well, I don't know where you are in that. No guest requests, no. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to add someone here. We're going to have a chat. Where are you, Fat to Fit? Dude, I don't know. I'm looking, trying to go live with my man. Who's trying to figure it out too. I'm tapping the little blue and red circles. Go live with another host. Well, maybe I'll read up on how to do it. Sorry, man. We'll do it. I'm back. I'll be on TikTok doing this stuff more often. I always wanted to do that. I just sort of fell off the TikTok train. Other quick food grab and goes that you can prep for the week. What's some good stuff? I mean, there's always just meal prep. I get glass containers off of Amazon with like lockable, sealable lids. I throw in like rice, some ground beef, and some like cabbage sauce. Super easy. You can throw any spices or whatever else you want on it. Super healthy. And then your nutrition is locked in. Any other questions before I sign off? I guess I could go interact with my family. You don't want me to do that, do you? Hello, Irene Silva. Hello, everybody. Any last questions on weight loss? All right, well, it's been fun. I will see you guys again soon. Go check out the YouTube channel in my link. I'm on Instagram, mostly YouTube though. You can go to the Facebook group, Lose Weight with John. Ask me questions there. Free support. If you're looking for one-on-one coaching, you can email me at johnoakescoaching@gmail.com. You're welcome, Devin. Thanks for joining. All right, and I'll see you guys later.